Hi, I'm Mark Dias, and welcome back to Let's Play Lord of the Rings Two Towers. Actually, it's more like a one long rant. Yeah, get up there. Fight for me. At least now I can kind of take these guys on, kill them before they kill me horrifically. Yeah, I'm getting badass. Now they'll probably send waves of new enemies that'll insta-kill me. Mushrooms from a rotting log. Go to hell, bird. Dude, Legolas, how do you do that? Oh, okay. Alright, well, let's search this area first. Ah. Whoa! What the hell was that? Ooh, that looks good. 6 to 12 damage. No, wrong button. I keep pressing the wrong damn button. Alright, equip you. Got a broadsword. Now I'm badass. Badass a corn. And I have a skill point. Let's put that up again, because that seems to be helping quite a bit. Alright. Oh, man. Is there anything I'm not going to talk about in this LP? Okay, that might be a few too many. No, stop shooting shit at me. So far, this game gets a big thumbs up. This is probably like the best game I've played in a while, especially for GBA. Like, I didn't know what I was going to get. Lately, they've been all stinkers, and it's frustrating to, like, look in what I have, and being like, oh my god, I have so many great stuff. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I mean, the damage is low, but it gives me extra strength and more accuracy. Yeah, we'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll hold on to the broadsword. Dude, Aragorn must be a manly man to carry a freaking S-stock in one hand. I mean, no wait, S-stocks are little rapiers, right? I don't know, I always get them mixed up. Go away. Oh, you dick. Hate when that happens. Ah. Wolves, you stand no chance. Whatever you are. Uh-oh. Yes! Alright, there you can sell that. Which, of course, is worth nothing. Yeah, I'm keeping the broadsword, just in case. Damn it! Double damn it. I need to do more slaying. No! Bad shrine. I really feel like the only thing that would make this game better if there are shrines more frequent. Double kill. Alright, there's nothing. Waste of my time. So, yeah. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about anymore. I think I've run out of subject matter. Well, I'll never run out of subject matter, but you know what I mean. Oh, no, 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 no. This game is so violent. Hey, I want to get over there. There's a hut. Hey, let me get to the hut. 1, 2. Yes, yell more. That will really disguise your approach. Fucking idiot. I was so talkative, and now I'm so not. My coffee's also wearing off. I need to get some more coffee soon. Honestly, I need caffeine to survive on, like, a regular day. Caffeine and cigarettes help me not, like, curse people off and be, like, angry all the time. And some people say, like, oh, well, if you stop doing it, you'll eventually, like, get used to it. No. I'm still waiting for that day. I actually, didn't smoke for, like, a month. And, I didn't have any caffeine for that month, either. And that was, like, the worst month of my life. At the end of the month, I was just, like... It wasn't like it was a bet. I was just like, you know what, I should stop doing bad things for me, because somebody, like, convinced me of why I should stop. And what it came down to in the end was it was fucking terrible. Like, I just felt, like, sleepy all the time. And even at the end of the month, it started getting, like, progressively worse. And some people say, like, oh, well, you're just getting to the point where you wouldn't be dependent on it or whatever. And I was like, it's not like I'm dependent. I just, like, I don't know. I'm not, like, I have to have blood sugar levels and all that. Like, just a little, like, caffeine, a little perk, and I'm fine. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. And it's not like I'm, like, hardcore addicted to it where it's, like, days without caffeine. I'm just, like, I feel slow and sluggish and want to nap. Like, I've never taken more naps in my life except when I stopped smoking and started, and quit taking any caffeine. And then the worst part is I was, like, eating like a motherfucker. Like, honestly, it was cheaper to buy cigarettes and caffeinated beverages than it was for me to keep up food bills. Like, I was just, like, fucking chow hound. Like, I would eat, and then I would still be hungry. And I'd be like, ah, God. So I can see why people gain so much weight when they quit smoking. But, like, I don't know. It's also one of those things that, like, knowing that for the rest of my life I'll just deal with I'll have to deal with, like, wanting one, I'd rather just have them and not deal with the wanting feeling. Because the wanting feeling is the worst feeling in the world. The reason why people do crazy stuff is because they want something. Okay, these fire things are just annoying. They don't really do anything. But, I don't know. I mean, everybody's different with that kind of stuff, but, like, my family for, like, generations has been, like, all about the caffeine and nicotine. So, I don't know. I think I'm just, like, well adjusted to it. Sometimes I always feel like when people, like, get all judgmental about it, I always feel like I'm, like that scene in freaking Hellgas with the guy, like, breathing, and the guy's, like, giving him all this shit about it, him with the, like, rebreather mask in the first one. And it makes me feel that way, like I live on some, like, distant planet where, like, we need this to survive. Sudden rain, purple lasers. Whatever you are, you gotta die. Yeah. Whoa, he gave me tons of loots. I should have killed that other one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's getting equipped. +4, 1 spirit regen. Let's try it. 1 melee damage, 1 strength, 2 courage. But no, ancient medallion's staying on. So I don't know. It's always kind of weird, I guess. And, like, I don't know. I can't imagine a time like when I didn't have any cigarettes or any thought of having any. So, like, I don't know. And, like, what makes it worse is that people are like, well, just quit. Like, well, yeah, I have just quit, and life sucks without it. So, I don't know. And then, like, the worst part is that one of my friends was on a research, she needed money, so she did a research thing for quitting smoking, because she had to quit smoking anyway. Because basically her doctor suggested it, even though she got unrelated thyroid cancer. But her doctor's like, the first thing you should do is quit smoking. And that's like always this answer, but like it wasn't what caused it, so why would that make a difference? I don't know. I've just never seen anything that's conclusive proof. It's like one of those things like, eat your fruit and vegetables, but there's no conclusive proof that people that eat fruits and vegetables live better lives, essentially. Like, people always say, like, you must eat natural foods, but most of them look skinny and diseased. So I'd rather look good and maybe have a little extra cholesterol than look skinny and diseased and feel weak and tired all the time. So anyway, she took this like research thing on, and it was a pill to quit smoking. And the problem is that one, she started getting more addicted to the pills. Then they changed to a different one, and she could smoke while still doing it. And I think that's the one that's out now. And she started taking it, and it was lessening her urges, but she still had urges to smoke. And when she stopped the medication, she still wanted it, and she was getting like hardcore depressed and like wouldn't like get up to do stuff because of it. And like, it was one of these amazing things where it's like, okay, like, do I just keep smoking cigarettes, or do I pay $80 plus whatever the insurance cost is to get this, to get me to quit smoking, when one of the like possible side effects is to die? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. If it was like, had minimal side effects, maybe like a little bit of depression for the first week or something, that wouldn't be so bad. And if it wasn't like $80, and usually because it's not a necessary medicine, insurance won't pay for it. So you have to pay $100 like every 2 weeks for friggin' medication to get you to quit smoking that's more expensive than smoking. Like, yeah, you say, oh yeah, in the long run, but like the list of health problems it can have, even in the long term, plus the fact that some people have to take it for extended periods, up to 6 months. I mean, the cost of that alone is like 5 years of smoking. Like, yeah, you say health benefits or whatever, but at least smoking won't just instantly cause liver failure and make you die. Like, I mean, really the only best solution is not to do it in the first place. But like, it shouldn't be one of those things where it's like you have a choice between dying or quitting smoking. Like, that's just a bad deal. Alright. Okay, good. I still have one more space. That's stupid. So, I don't know. When it comes down to it, I'd rather, you know, I'll hold on to that. I would rather, you know, be alive and deal with smoking-related health effects than die from medication. Whoa! So those fire things do hurt you. So I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing with a lot of conditions. I don't understand why, like, the medications are way more harmful. And I mean, I know that, like, some of those medication ones are part of, like, pre-existing conditions, or there was an article about people who do these drug studies who are taking, like, 5 or 6 studies at once. So, essentially, their results will always be tainted, because technically they're on other medications that may have unforeseen consequences and side effects. So, like, sometimes medications can get bad raps, but, I mean, just the laundry list of things that my friend had to deal with, it was just like, you know, I'd rather just deal with smoking. I mean, it's just not that bad for me. I'll do that. So, I don't know. And, like, as for caffeine, like, it's not like I suddenly get cravings for caffeine. It's just in the morning, it's nice to have a cup of coffee, or have a nice tasty Monster. And, like, it's even weirder to think that, like, I looked on, like, the Monster can and measured it for what it does, and it's weird to think that it actually has less sugar than, like, 1 can of Coke has. Like, 5 melee armor, 4 missile, 10 speed. It's a tough one. So, I don't know. Get this buckler out of my goddamn inventory. Stupid. So when I, like, think about stuff like that, like, it's almost better for you to have, like, a Monster than it is to have a coffee or anything else. And I'm sure there's other stuff in Monster that's not the greatest for you, whatever. But, you know, it's just astounding that, like, a cup of coffee has way more sugar than than like an extra tall can of Monster has. Like, it's frightening to know that Coca-Cola has, like, almost, like, 2 to 3 times the amount of sugar in it than a Monster does. And I know a lot of that is replaced with glucose, and a lot of people say, like, ugh, it tastes like Pixie Sticks because of it. But, like, I'm fine with glucose. At least it's, like, something that's naturally in your body, so that's not quite as bad. It's like all that 0-calorie stuff. It's like, you know, like, my aunt has a whole host of health-related problems because she's diabetic, and all the Diet Coke with all their, like, all those freaking things they put in it, it's disgusting. And most of those are much worse than actually doing the other one, like than actually having sugar. So it's like, why would you, you know, kind of sacrifice yourself on that? You know, to be like, oh, well, I get less, you know, sugar in my diet, but at the same time, alright, 1, health 1. I mean, that's about the same anyway. Stuff that's, like, worse for you than sugar or just having sugar-free, like, no sugar unsweetened. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of strange. I mean, most of that stuff, like, I know people that drink Diet Coke like it's their job, and that stuff is, like, disgusting. Like, if you look up the stuff that's, like, all those, like, fake sugars and stuff are, like, horrific for you. And, like, it always amazes me that, like, in the 80s, they used to put all that sugar into things, and, like, phenylalanine and all that. And, like, people didn't do much to, like, get rid of it. I mean, a lot of the same stuff is still around today. It's just a lot of people know better. But it's still, like, if you read the list of things it can do to you, and not, like, from some place that's, you know, promoting it or against it, but if you look at the actual, like, medical data and facts, most of that stuff is horrific. I mean, what it does to lab rats is goddamn awful. And I don't know why you would, like, willingly drink it. I mean, that's like, well, I had a nice shot of bleach for breakfast, so, you ready to get on with the day? So, I don't know. It's weird. Like, they had that Olestra stuff that was, like, making people liquid poop themselves without wanting to. And it's like, well, that is kind of a fast way to lose weight. I mean, the people in their study did lose a lot of weight with it. I mean, mostly because they were probably, like, liquid shitting themselves every day. But, it's one of those things, like, sometimes it's better just to not have it. Just to not eat as much. Focus on, you know, living your life not eating as much or taking better health options than it would be to take, like, the horrific chemicals and stuff that's in the diet stuff. I mean, it's like those freaking diet pills. Half of them, really, you should just sell fucking crack in a bottle. Because, really, that's what like, half of that stuff is... Like, I mean, come on. Anna Nicole Smith probably died from those. And, like, those kind of things, like, why would you, like, hurt yourself over something that's so trivial when, like, sometimes it's better just to stay the way you are or, you know, not like poison yourself with other stuff. Like, honestly, I think it's better for someone to be a little overweight than it is to be overweight and pumping yourself full of things that like cause horrific cancers in lab rats. Like, just common sense would say that. Like, sometimes it's not like a change in diet. Sometimes it's a change of environment and like your normal eating habits that will suddenly make you go from, you know, gaining weight rapidly to losing weight. And you can't like pin it down on one thing. I mean, it's different for everybody. But like, at what juncture would you say that, you know, it's okay to throw all the stuff in your body just for the chance that you could lose weight? Like, it's fucking weird. And then on top of that, a lot of people like are under the guise that like energy drinks are the most horrific thing for your body and that you should never have them. Here, have a Coca-Cola. Like, it amazes me. Like, excessive sugar in your diet causes a host of problems. And the risk of diabetes in my family? Psh. And, like, I love how people are always like, you should drink juice instead. Yeah, if you look in the sugars and all that other stuff that's in freaking juice, half of it is freaking horrible for you. Especially, like, all the juice concentrates. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And people always suggest options that are not good options. Like, it's very, like, facepalm, like, I don't know. So, I don't know. I mean, that's the way I feel about when a lot of people, you know, tell me how I should change my diet or whatever, and I'm not overweight in the slightest. But people will tell me, like, don't drink those energy drinks, they're gonna kill you. And it's like, I'm gonna kill you. If you keep suggesting, like, bad things to me, they're like, you should just have, you know, this Splenda soda. No, I don't want a Splenda soda. I want a Monster. And when I look at when I compare the two of them, I would much rather be ingesting a Monster for taste reasons and for its actual contents. Like, I don't know. It's like people in like organic meat and like stuff like that, and like a lot of people don't care in the fact that the information is jaded and wrong. They'll just keep saying it, and they don't give a fuck about what you have to say. They'll always have something to say about it. And I don't know. When it comes to like food health, like I had a guy who told me that the reason why everybody, and this guy was homeless, mind you, he used to say that like, oh, well, you know, the reason why there's so much violence in America is because of all the high fructose corn syrup. I don't understand it. And then he started blaming obesity and that there was no diabetes before high fructose corn syrup. And like all this stuff. And of course, like it's not based in fact, it's based mostly on delusion. But like, it's surprising how this hobo told this to me. And was like, he like traveled all across the country and stuff, and he's probably heard some weird ass shit. But like, it's just funny for the fact that, you know, when you blame something with like no evidence, it looks kind of silly. And then on top of that, to like say that this causes this, like, outright is not always the case, unless it's like eating nightshade kills you. It's a cause of death. All the people who eat nightshade die. Like, that's understandable because we know that that's what it does, and that's a definite answer. But like, some things you can't just feed someone like nothing but high fructose corn syrup and expect nothing bad to happen. Like, I just think some people just take it so overboard it's almost comical. And anyway, so this guy basically said that, like, think about it. The Native Americans ate corn, and they were violent. I was like, that has nothing to do with each other. They were probably considered violent because they were still, like, a growing primitive culture. Like, Not saying, like, the people who came to settle... Ooh, I haven't died in a while. Oh, well. Ugh, Windows! Stop. Fucking with me. So anyway... I had heard all this, like, craziness out of this hobo, and I didn't really take much stock into it. I thought it was just kind of him being ridiculous. And, like, when you really look at what high fructose corn syrup is, it's not like some awful thing. It's just freaking corn syrup and fructose, fruit sugar. Like, there's not a big mystery behind what it is. Like, it's not like there's government conspiracies meant to hide the truth about corn syrup. Now, get the fuck off me. Now a few years pass and... Again? Why am I suddenly eating shit? Is it seriously? Is it just like unlucky rolls or something? What's going on here? So, anyway, I ignore the hobo and listen to his crazy ranting about Native Americans are violent and they ate corn, therefore we must be violent. Where we have such a violent culture because we eat corn too. But, I mean, people were violent before they even came to America, so you can't say it was corn. Legolas, you disappeared. So, I don't know, I thought it was very strange. But then, like, I look online, and then there are people who have, like, websites talking about, like, I don't feed my kid high fructose corn syrup. That stuff will kill you. And it makes me wonder whether it was this hobo that spread it, or he heard it from some other crazy person who has no idea about anything about food science. And yeah, sure, a lot of it isn't good for you or whatever, but a lot of anything isn't good for you. So... I mean, you could say the same thing about tomatoes, for God's sakes. But, it's just one of those things that I always find so strange. And then there are actually crackpots who believe it. And the worst part is they get on this, like, whole kick of, like, people that believe crazy stuff. And it ends up getting out and actually being, like, someone actually is like, yep, totally legit. And it's like, who are these people? Like, seriously. Like, I always wonder if, like, some people are just, like, trolling. Like they agree with, like, these crazy health trends because they just want to see, like, how crazy these people are. And then another part of me just thinks that, like, literally these are people who hop on a bandwagon to something, even though they only really listen to, like, their bandwagon leader. So I just think the whole thing is, like, creepy strange. And it's even weirder to think that, like, some hobo said this paranoid theory, and to hear it out of, like, people who are more sane, so to speak, like, don't pick up cigarette butts off the street and smoke them, like, is a little astounding. And it's surprising how, like, sometimes I think that, like, we give people an American education, but they don't know how to, like, use it beyond, like, regurgitating facts. And I find it amazing that, like, no one has the critical thinking to say, like, does this make any sense? No? Then forget about it. Like, I thought I could hit him. Yeah. Fruit. So, I don't know. And it's like a special brand of crazy. Like, I know California, as much as I make fun of California, really is like a factory of stupid ideas. Like, Sprinkler Lady is from there. Like, thinking they put stuff in the water to make rainbows. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. And, like, I just wonder, like, how do these people function, and why do they affect so many people? And why are half of them running for president? Ugh. cape. But I don't know. I just think it's like strange. People like get these like paranoias about food and all this stuff. I mean, as a like in America, I mean, we're like insanely fastidious about cleanliness of food and stuff like that. And I understand like there's a certain amount of cleanliness, but like, you know, there's like rules like you absolutely have to throw bread out after 24 hours, and they don't like give it away. It's like a health code violation to give the bread away to anybody, because actually we used to have this bagel place near us, and when they wouldn't sell enough, I'd go in there like that night, like right before they closed, and be like, hey, like, you guys have some extra bagels you're throwing out? Like, just let me know. And like employees wouldn't care, and they'd like take some bagels home, whatever. And then yes. And then, like, sometimes they'd not, like, sell them out, but, like, give them out to people. In fact, like, there used to be, this, like, little shelter place. I shouldn't have sold that broadsword. That was kind of far away, and they used to go to, like, bread stores and pick up, like, the bread that they were going to throw away, and then give it to people who are, you know, like, needy people, and it would be like that night. They'd like have a spaghetti dinner, and that was the bread that would go with the spaghetti dinner for, like, you know, families that had lost their homes and stuff like that. So it was like weird, because like I'm like, okay, well, these people, you know, are getting free bread. Like, what's the big deal? And apparently, like, a whole bunch of health inspectors came in and said that they couldn't do that anymore because it was like risking these people's health and safety on like bread that was made like that morning or whatever, or it was like made the night before and kept like cold. And it's so weird. Like, I keep bread in my house for like 4 or 5 days at the like earliest. Like, at the most, I've had bread like not mold and still be good after like 2 weeks for some unknown reason. If only they could replicate that process all the time. But I've never, like, died from it or anything, and it's not like they're, like... It's not like they have the bread, and then they're, like, storing it away for an extra week. No, 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 no. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I'm like cornered. Run for it. So, I don't know, it was kind of weird to me, because like when I heard it, I was like, are these people like on crack? Like, why does it matter? Like, in one light, some people would just say like, oh, they're homeless, it doesn't matter, you know, whatever. But a lot of these people, yeah, they don't have health care. And some people made that point, like, well, what if they get sick? Well, if they get sick, hopefully the shelter has enough common sense to like help these people out and say like, here's some medical. I mean, they already had like a doctor who took private time to make sure that, you know, the kids and everything were in good health. So I don't see why it would be that hard to say like, you can give them this bread. It's not like it's moldy or you're giving them like whatever. It's just stuff that people wouldn't buy. So, all right, 1, 2. I think those are the exact same things. Alright, 1 melee, 1 missile. 1 melee, 1 missile. 1 strength, 2 defense. 1 health, 2 defense. No, that was doubly the wrong thing to do. That was still the wrong thing to do. So, I don't know. I just, like... I don't know. I can't understand why someone would make such a big deal about that. 5 to 10 damage, plus 2 strength, plus minus 2 accuracy. 6 to 12. I mean, that technically is like 7, because you would always get an extra plus 2, or plus 1, so it'd be 6. So technically it'd be like 6 to 12. I mean, about the same, except for the accuracy loss. Well, anyway, I just think stuff like that's weird. Like, why not? Like... I don't know. People are weird with that kind of stuff. Like, just how paranoid people are with, like, food and what you can give and what you can't give. And, like, I understand, like, food drives, they always ask for canned food, and that totally makes sense because, you know, canned food keeps for a very long time, and most of it you can eat right out of the can. The only problem is that if you're going to give it out to homeless people, unless they're going to a shelter for it, most of them don't have can openers, which is kind of critical to the process. So, what is it? Oh, it's just a short sword. I don't know. Like, I'm all for trying to get people back on their feet, especially places like this mission where doing it properly and without being like, you need to bend to Jesus, or else you don't get food. We don't accept people who don't accept God. But, in those kind of states, it's like, if I were a health inspector and I knew that that was happening, I would turn a blind eye to it. Let alone, like, people taking a blind eye to places like McDonald's or like freaking Walmart food courts that are like Walmart little food areas that are like absolutely disgusting, and yet they'll like take a payoff instead of like doing the right thing and reporting them. I don't really need... Yes, yes, yes. I want to smash some boxes, not talk to ladies. Especially not moderately attractive ladies. No, pick up the gem. Don't be silly. So, I don't know. I think the weird uptightness is kind of strange. I keep pressing the wrong damn buttons. So, yeah. And when it comes to food, too, like, it's weird how, like, people are so ready to, like, move backwards for food, but then they drink Diet Coke and stuff. Like, that shit makes no sense. Alright, what the hell do I do? I'm stuck in the abyss of this person's house. Ugh, I need to stop doing that. Search her for treasure. Let's do this. Wow, that's surprising. Sure, we can throw something out. Yeah, like that. That can go. This is like a curse weapon. That's stupid. So, yeah. I mean, I'm all for charity as long as it's meant to, like, actually get people back on their feet and not, like, have a backdoor, again, with agendas. Or places that just allow people to just constantly, like, mooch, essentially, off of these services. Like, there are a lot of people who need it, and not enough people get it, especially in this current economic climate. So it's kind of like... That's a yellow longsword. I will discard that and take this. Oh, yellow is normal. Derp. So... yeah, I don't know. People are weird with stuff. Like, I always find it strange that people will be like, I'm a vegan and I don't put poison in my body by eating McDonald's. By the way, I take Valium and I take, like, 4 other drugs to deal with life. Like, I'll just never understand it. Ooh, Sting. Yeah, I can't get rid of that. Why is Sting red? Oh, it's only probably only for its unique, rare red item. Die, butterfly. Give me your butterfly wings. Yellow butterfly wings. So, I don't know. The other thing I find really strange is that people will oftentimes eat something, like, say, a salad that has more calories and is worse for you than eating, like, a burger. And to make it weird, too, is that they'll do that and claim it's in health, but then they put, like, all this crap on it and, like, you know, salad dressing, and then they, like make this big deal about it, and then on top of that, they're like chugging a Diet Coke and stuff, and it's just like, it always amazes me. And like, the worst part is these people who try to like lose weight by doing stuff like that, it just doesn't work. And then they just keep doing it and keep doing it, and I just have a feeling that if you kept doing it, you would probably die. Like, just because you'd be putting so much crap in your body. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a super healthy eater. I just like focus on like, is that what my body feels like it wants? Like, is this really what my body wants, or is this really, you know, what my insatiable craving for junk food wants? So, I don't know. I think a lot of people too, hand and a half sword. I have a feeling the red things probably sell well. This is garbage. Plus 5 two-handed damage. It's 5 to 11. That's 6 to 12. That's kind of garbage. That's creepy. A butterfly on a pile of dead bodies. That's just creepy. So, I don't know. I'm ranting about subjects. And it's just weird, like, I feel fine just, you know, having a burger, maybe having something else, have, like, you know, make some pasta with something decent on top, you know, maybe throw in some meatballs or something, and try to, like, balance what you're eating, and really focus on, like, what you actually want. Like, sometimes, I'll just make a sandwich. Like, I'll make some peanut butter and jelly, I don't care. Like, as long as I'm, like, my body isn't like, that's gross, please stop eating that. Like, if I eat, like, a freaking grilled cheese that's soaked in butter, my body tells me outright, yep, not a big fan of this. Like, sure, my taste buds like it, but the rest of my body is not fucking happy. I don't know. And too many people, like, run out and listen to, like, news reports or some crazy person spouting some stuff, or, you know, studies show that eating eggs will cause you to go blind. Don't eat eggs. So then they cut eggs out of their diet, and then they, you know, they'll be like, oh, I don't have eggs, and then they have a hard-boiled egg on top of their salad, and then they just don't even pay attention. Or they, like, put it to the side. Like, they don't think to, like, why did you put eggs in my chef's salad? And it's just like, okay, look, like, chef salad come with goddamn eggs. Like, just because you heard something on the news doesn't mean that that one egg is going to goddamn kill you. Like, people in China have been eating eggs for centuries. Like, people in Europe have been eating eggs for centuries, and it's just ridiculous to think that, like, uh-oh, today's eggs are suddenly going to kill you. Generations of people didn't eat this and come out perfectly fine. So, I don't know. I think people are a little paranoid about that kind of stuff. People always want to, like, live longer and live forever or whatever. Like, living forever is nice and all, but, like, changing your diet won't make you live for goddamn ever. And if you believe it is, you're a fucking idiot. Like, yeah, you might live, like, an extra 2 years. Ooh! Like, when you're like that age, 2 years is not going to be a really long time, and most people by that time are probably prepared to die either way, hopefully. Like, I don't know. if you really want to focus on how to live forever, you should spend the rest of your life learning about freaking neurology and finding a way to put your brain in a robot body. There you go. You'd live forever, as long as you kept up regular maintenance. So, why do you think that your salad is going to save your life and make you live longer? I mean, honestly, I've never really been able to understand why people have such grips to this world. Not saying like I'm the freaking Dalai Lama here, but like, I like life, but I don't need to like rush out and do anything I can to make sure it lasts 2 to 3 times long. Hey, a ward rider. So, I don't know. I think some people are just so scared of all that they just evade it. Or like they think that like taking the placebo will cure the disease that everyone has. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of strange. But we'll continue this in the next episode of Let's Play Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, with me, Mark Dice. See you later.